I like you as my husband. You are my partner. But before that, I like you. I like your voice. I like your body type. I love your face. I like your lips. I like the way your nose is. I like the structure in your face. I like that you are meek, but you're not lame. I like that you got the right amount of hood in you. Right. You know, I like that you shine in everything that you do. I admire those things about you.
You know I like your skin. You know I like your skin a whole bunch. You know, like I just love looking at your skin. I like your nose. That's one of like my favorite features on your face as well. You know that. I like your nose. I like when you do your smiles. You know, like your smiles when you go like this. or when I love to when you crinkle up your nose.
And all of our kids do except Sheree.
I love when you do that. I like those aesthetic parts about you. About your character, I like the fact that you're passionate. I like that you speak up for yourself. I like that you have opinions, but your opinions aren't stupid. Like, you really have an opinion because you trust your insides. So it comes out very authentic. And I like the fact that with me, you're so gentle. You know what I mean? Like, you're very gentle. And at the same time, you can still be rough around the edges simultaneously, which is so weird to me, but I love that. And I like that you embody putting your man first. Not like I'm over you, as in like I'm more important than you are, but you really treat me like if you die, my life is over.
It is.
You know what I'm saying?
You better not.
Yeah.
Die.
So that makes me feel so secure too, like I'm needed in this world.
You are.
You know, like I know a lot of people don't have that, and that's why I think some people are apt to even like want to end their life because they're like, I would be better gone than here. I don't feel that way because you make me feel like I'm needed. Like if I'm gone, this whole thing goes down.
It goes down.
Yeah. So with that, but you didn't make me feel that way as a husband. You made me feel that way in 2008 when we were just kicking it.
Hey guys! Oh hey!
Thank God.
Woo!
It's another Super Gold Sunday.
So on today's show, we're going to be talking about like your
person
before you like your
partner.
Boom.
Falling in love with liking the person instead of falling in love with liking the partner. Because like if you do that, it's a whole lot more work to start to try to like your husband or your spouse than it is to like them before the whole I do happens. Like, you get what I'm saying?
I do. So this conversation was brought about because we read a Facebook post, and in the message or in the body of the post, the writer was suggesting that they had a couple of weeks. If you buy into this program, in a couple of weeks you'll be able to have open communication with your spouse and all will be well in the land. And so we went to the comments, and there was one very sincere woman there, and she was just like, how am I going to talk to this person? You know, they never hear me. It's no sense in even talking to them. I don't even really like them anymore. You know, she was really just feeling unheard in her relationship. And then there was all these other people on there, very rudely in my opinion, saying, well, you got to marry your best friend, and you have to be with somebody you already like, and first of all, the work comes to you, and then there's the Jesus people. Did you pray about it and ask Jesus? You know, right. And I'm like, those are things that you need.
Right.
But what has worked for me is the fact that it's not as difficult to communicate with someone who you can relate to,
right,
as it is to communicate to someone that you're totally opposite from.
Right.
So I think that when the writer, the other commenter said, well, it's about being best friends, I think that what she was really saying is, here I am in this marriage with this person who I'm like, We're like-minded.
Right.
So it makes communicating so much easier.
Right.
But people just want to hashtag best friend, and then for those of us some who don't feel as though their partners are their best friends, or they are struggling with communication, it seems like a dead end, and it's not.
Right.
It doesn't have to be a dead end. It's like, before you get into a marriage, before you get into a relationship, how about, do you really like this person? The person? Or are you trying to conquer something in your life? When I said I would be married by 30, or he had 15 girlfriends and I want to be the number one girl.
Oh man, that's so good, because when you say that, I think about building a house, right? Mm-hmm. Like, I work with houses, and so they have what's called a punch list. Mm-hmm. And so when you have a punch list, it's all of these things that you have to check off about the house, and that is fixed, so it's market ready or rent ready, so that someone can move into it. And these guys, because like they're building up, these contractors are building up houses so quickly that they're just trying to get past the punch list like real quick, right? Yes. And something is always wrong with the house. And so it's like, just like what you're saying there, you have this punch list in your head. By the age of 25, I'm doing this. By the age of 30, I'm doing this. By the age of 40, I've got to have this. Oh my God. So you have this punch list in your head, and you're trying to hurry up and just check the punch list off. And then when you're sitting in the house of your marriage or your relationship, you with the person, you're like, your blinds is defunct, the dishwasher don't work,
right,
the stairs is creaky,
there's no pantry,
the board, you know what I'm saying? You finding all of these issues that had you just
taking
not
your time.
Right, not try to quicken or rush. Thank you. The punch list of your life, you would be good. You'd be existing, living, resting on good foundation.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
I agree.
So like, I totally get about that, but sometimes we're just so in a rush about wanting to be in
the next
some
phase.
type of phase
the
in
next
our relationship,
phase.
right? And
in our lives,
right?
And we choose these people because
right,
we like them a little bit. We like something,
right?
But what you have to think about when you choose your partner is not what you like at 25, not what you like at 15, not what you like at, oops, we had great sex and oops, a baby came out of it.
Right.
You have to think about, for me, I was like, my grandmother died of breast cancer.
Yeah.
That took me out. I was too young. I shouldn't have had to endure that,
yeah,
right? But that is the principle to which I chose my husband off of.
Yeah.
There were many bachelors out there,
yeah,
but I kept saying, who's going to go to work instead of coming to the hospital?
yeah.
Who's going to call my mom and say, I'll be there in a minute? Oh, I had to do this. I had to hit this. I had to do that. Who's going to sit at that hospital bed with bloodshot eyes? I want to be, at that point, evicted. I want the house foreclosed on. I want it to fall down.
Right.
Because you didn't leave my side
Right.
when I was dying.
Right.
And that was Sharif.
Right.
And aside from that, it was a lot of similarities in that we both valued our families of origin.
Yeah.
And so I knew that it would never be a point where I would have to choose Sharif or my mother, my sister, and my brother.
Exactly.
Because he had that same connection to his grandmother, his mother, and his brother.
Exactly.
And so we had that like, oh God, these people are going to be so difficult. But
yeah,
we honor that one another is kind of like the lighthouse in those situations, and we can't break apart from that. And so those are the kinds of things.
and there it is again, where you're just reiterating without us even having to say the word, that like word again.
And
relatability.
Relatability.
Right.
Too. Let's add.
Right.
It's the relatability.
Relatability. Yeah. Which for me is, I'm able to relate because you and I are like one another.
Yes.
You know
Yes.
That's what y'all.
Yes. I'm sorry. I just got it because
yes,
people say opposites attract. It's not that opposites attract, because there are so many differences in my husband and I, especially the way we handle the world and people around us. He's very nice and calm, and I'm very like intense and anxious, but it works.
Yeah.
But underneath all that,
yeah,
what makes us our core, like Sharif is really abstract. He's very eccentric. He's he picks all my accessories. Like I'm like monochrome. I can't see past the same. And he's out there. He's so creative, and so people don't see that. But literally, my shades, my hats, my earrings, my necklaces, my shoes. It's this guy. People don't get that. Right. You know what I mean? In the same sense, it's just whatever.
I get you, because if I can kind of say, like, in a scientific term, right, where you have like the opposites attract, you take a battery and you know how you have like the negative side and then the positive side. They work in tandem, although they're opposite, but they work in tandem because they both use each other to produce some type of energy, right? So what I'm saying is, you may have a negative, a positive, or a red and a black, or whatever type of opposite energy, electron, freaking proton, what have you. But the point is, when it all gets down to it, they're both made up of the same thing. They just show themselves in different ways. And that's how it is here. And that's how it needs to be if you are in the process of looking for somebody, or if you're in a relationship with somebody. It's all about being like that person.
But not changing.
Right. Boom.
To accommodate.
Just about to say that. Yes.
I'm sorry.
No. Say
not
it.
Changing. Because just like if I can water it down, if we had to skip 2 minutes in this video, here's the take home.
Yeah.
When you're trying to communicate in your marriage, in your partnership, in your date, you have to take into consideration whether or not you and that person think similarly.
Right.
If you don't think similarly, it's going to be very hard to get through to that person. You don't have to think the same.
Right.
But your ideas about things should be similar. Whenever my husband and I are not able to see eye to eye, I know that he's going into this zone that I don't relate to. It's a part of him that I don't relate to. He doesn't relate to me. I said we need to park it. Because some of the viewers are already married and they are looking for, okay, well, I'm not in the dating phase, so I'm not choosing.
Yeah.
How do I do this? Because I messed up. I married somebody that I'm not alike. We're not alike.
Yeah.
You have to take what is similar and try to build from that. Because for me, communicating with my mom, it's like, and it's no disrespect, but we're so different. Our approach to life is so different. The things we choose is so different. Our tastes are so different that we're never able to see eye to eye. Like, never. And I can only use you and my mom because you're my most consistent.
Yeah, no, I get that.
I
get that.
If that's what you're feeling like in your marriage, you're going to have to really get some outside help. Because if you guys want to make it work, you're going to have to enlist some professional that can help you to balance the differences in thinking.
Yeah.
But if you're dating, if you're in a long-term relationship that you've been in for 12 years and you like, but we just not married yet, don't marry this person. I'm not going to hold you. It is easier to get married than it is to get divorced.
Yeah.
And when you are in a marriage and you've built the house and the kids and the community of people that have come to rely on your partnership, and you decide, I literally hate you. Like, I do. I mean, I love what we built, but like, I don't understand you.
Yeah.
And the person, you get to a point where you're like a pole.
Yeah.
And you don't even seek to bend because you're just like, why don't you bend for me? And they're kind of like, why don't you bend for me? And then it's like, you're inflexible. And no, we're so different.
We're so different.
We can't. There's a time when you just can't communicate with someone. That is not a good marriage to be in. For the record, if you're going in your mind like I do sometimes, you're like, am I right, am I wrong, am I tripping? That is not a good relationship to be in. But if it's not a marriage, don't make it one.
I feel that.
Thank you.
That was good.
Thank you.
That was good.
Thank you. Just saying thank you.
That was good.
Thank you. So, guys, I don't know. I think my husband doesn't have anything to say because he's looking at me with these adoring eyes, and we need to eat lunch.
We do.
So, if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. I'm starting to wonder where you guys are at with everything. And don't forget, when something seems bad,
Turn it around.
and make something good.
Then a Sunday.
Unless it's Super Gold Sunday.
Boom.